If you're an adult struggling financially, it's not entirely your fault. You've been scammed. Don't worry about it. I've been scammed too. But I'm here to help you because, we grew up learning that school, well, get your education, religious, pray to God, tithe, offered, all that. We were taught that as a sign of how we're gonna be financially straight. But as we get older, we realize like we never really learned money. And when I say we, I'm a part of that. I never really learned money. Religious, school, never taught us like how to make money, how to handle money. We were just taught, you know, get good grades, go to school, go to church for those who go to church, tithe, offer, give, be a good person. All those things we were taught. Those things taught us how to be good people, but it never taught us how to make money, never taught us how to survive. We lean on these jobs. Who all heard the saying, don't leave that good job or get you an education, get a good job, get a retirement. That's not where we at today. Because now we're much older and we realize that's just not it. Once we buy a home, get a car, get married, have children, the whole nine, whatever we choose to do, we realize that we're building nothing but liabilities. There's no assets. Very rarely, a lot of us grew up thinking, hey, I need to learn business or I need to understand finances. I need to understand money. Very rarely that we were taught that. So, we were taught invest in your 401k, you know, pension, social security, get a raise. But we never really were taught like, creating wealth, understanding accounting, understanding tax loopholes, because what we fail to realize is taxes eating us up more than anything. We get ate up with taxes, we get ate up with bills, liabilities, insurance, everything, medical expense. In the moment one thing jumps out and affects our life, it's like now we're in a pit. Now we're in a situation where we can't lean on just our job. Some people like get a 6-figure job, make $100,000. Yeah, that's cool and all, but what 6 figures gonna do if you're doing nothing but creating liabilities? You buying all this more expensive stuff. You live in a bigger home, buy a more expensive home. What is that 6-figure job gonna do once we have a disaster or only saving our money? Our money sitting in the bank isn't really doing nothing. So what I've learned and what I've grown to learn in these years that I've been on this earth is, it's time for us to self-educate ourselves. And this is the first step. So don't feel bad. It's not the end. It's not your fault entirely. We were failed as a people. We were failed by our parents, some of us. We were failed by our school system. Because the school system, if anybody knows the history of it, it was only taught to create people how to be employees. It didn't teach you how to be entrepreneurs, which we were beforehand. It didn't teach you how to create wealth from using your mind. You know, as I said in other videos, with our strength, we only make so much money. But with our minds and with our mouth, we make way more money. And that's why now we're in this social media influence era where you see people popping up just being on social media, being on YouTube, making millions and millions of dollars. That's what we see now. That's using your mind. It's not the old school work a job for the year thing anymore. That's not the thing we're doing anymore. So, with that being said, let's keep in mind that it's so many things we missed out on, so many reasons why we're not where we need to be as a society. In America, we're in the richest country, but we're not taught how to create wealth. It's ways you go about it. I'll give you the first few steps. First thing first, you have to change your mindset. You have to get rid of that old mentality and them old philosophies our parents taught us. Who remember this saying? And I'm telling you, I heard it almost all my life. Go to school, get a good job, stay there, Don't leave it unless you find something better. But you want to stay there. Who else heard? I think the government should do this for the people. A lot of people want to depend on their 401k, their Social Security, and now into 2025, we starting to see that that's not working. We see more homeless people than ever. We see more people struggling financially than ever. So the best thing you can do to start off is get your mind right. Unlearn all those things you learned from your parents. Begin to pick up books, and I'll suggest a few. I have a few favorites, but pick up some books that teaches you about money. Get you some books that teaches you about success in the business field, and learn business, learn money, learn creating money. Because our parents always told us money don't grow on trees. That's false. We can create money. We not stuck. And no matter your age, because so many people like, I'm too old. I'm past that. I'm just going to stay at this job. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do that. But now we seeing jobs laying people off left and right. And we like, I don't know what to do. All we know is to run up our credit. All we know is to just do the things that we've been doing, our parents been doing. All we know is work overtime. I hear so many people complain about overtime. Oh, the company's not paying overtime now. They passed the law that, overtime has to be paid fully and this. None of that's going to change. The more you work, the more taxes you're going to make. And then we complain about millionaires and billionaires escaping the tax loopholes, where they finding loopholes because they invest in intelligence. They invest in their education. They invest in people who are smarter than them to find those tax loopholes for them, to start a corporation, to start a business that puts them in a better position to be able to find these. And then we say time is money. Time is not money. Time is way more valuable than money. And the crazy part about it is, you and the richest person in the world have the same amount of time. Time is equally valued. And that means there's no value on time. Any man with billions of dollars will pay it all just to have another day of living on this earth. So we got to get that mindset that time is money get it out your mind. Get it out your mind. We waste so much time trying to make money when we need to use money to pay for our time. And once we learn that concept and we learn that ideal, that when you start using your money to free up your time, you can make more money. We were taught to buy a house. Let's go back to that portion. We were taught to get a job, buy this big, beautiful house, get you a nice car, get your wife a car, get your kids a car, get you this a car. All this you do. All that money you invest, we were never taught to build up our asset column, which is real estate, stocks, businesses, things that make us money. We don't build those columns up before we start buying all those other things. Why weren't we taught that? So think about it. If you learn about money first and then learn how to invest and then learn how to create, everything would change. You can change everything. You can design that life that you want to live. And everybody say, it's too hard to start a business. I'm going to tell you like this. It's hard not to. Because where we are now, where the prices of eggs, the prices of all for everything is skyrocketing. People say, "Oh, houses are too expensive, cars are too expensive." I miss the old days because no, throughout life, stuff created more problems because we spend before we accumulate things that pay for it. So if you start off by changing your mindset on the old way of thinking, I need to get a job, I need a better job, to I need to learn how to create something that's going to bring something. I need to create money. I need to think of ideals and put them into place. I need to educate myself on more things that will help me grow as a person. I need to learn how to make money grow. I need to learn how to take what I have, the time, the effort, the energy, the paycheck that I already have. I need to learn how to leverage that to get the things that I want and let those things pay for it so my money can make money, and then that money that I make, with the money I make, I can start buying the things. So it's like create the assets first, then allow the assets to pay for the liabilities, not the other way around. We've been taught the other way around. That's why so many of our family members are struggling right now. That's why we struggle right now. One, because we don't educate ourselves. Two, because we don't understand money. We don't understand. We know how to make it. We can work our tails off, but we're going to work so much that we're going to use our time. And we're going to make limited amount of money with that. Some people say, I'm going to get a second job. Some people say, I'm going to work a ton of overtime. Some people say, I'm going to start a business. A lot of people out here starting businesses, they call it starting business, but really they just created another job. They just did something else to create another job for themselves. So we have to take a step back as people. No matter what your age is. I don't care if you're 15. I don't care if you're 65. I don't care if you're 70. You have something inside of you. You have a gift inside of you that you can use that's going to create you money.